Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Kristen. If you're new here, on this channel I like to talk about social and cultural issues through the lens of pop culture, public figures, and popular media, usually, but not always. I do sometimes change it up. I make videos every Wednesday, and if you enjoy this video, I hope you will consider subscribing, clicking the bell icon, leaving a comment or a like. I read most of the comments that I get. I respond to a lot of them because I'm still pretty small. I'm thinking I might start doing some sort of comment shout out in videos, although I probably won't in this video. If that sounds like something that interests you, let me know. Leave your favorite cat emoji in the comments if you would like for me to do comment shout outs. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So today I want to talk about Olivia Rodrigo, her album Sour, and the song Driver's License, and more specifically some of the story that was swirling around it, kind of the story of the making of this album, if you will. I heard about a lot of the drama as it was going on between, it really wasn't between anybody. Frankly, it was mostly fan-created drama from what I could tell, but I didn't follow it super closely. When the album came out, I heard a lot of people talking about how much they liked it, so I put it on my list, finally got around to listening to it, and I really enjoyed it. For me, it made me think of, back when I was 15, 16, 17, listening to, Katy Perry and Sarah Bareilles, Ingrid Michaelson, even more like rock type bands like, gosh, I don't even know if this is rock. Forgive me, I'm wrong about the genre. The Vines, My Chemical Romance, Bright Eyes, singer-songwriter type people. The album really evoked a lot of the feelings that songs by those artists that I just listed brought to me. So I really liked it. I thought it was a really good album. My biggest takeaway from the album was like, oh wow, this girl had her heart broken, which is an experience a lot of people can relate to. And so I think that's a big part of the album's success, is how relatable it is, how authentic and emotional it is. So after listening to the album, I really wanted to look into the story behind it, kind of how it got created, Olivia's story a little bit, and obviously the, drama that the album seemed to stir up, at least with fans. So let's talk about that. The first single from the album, which was Driver's License, which kind of kicked off most of the rumors, was released on January 8th, 2021. However, snippets of it had been released sooner, and we'll talk about that. This song was wildly popular from the start. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It broke Spotify's record for most streams in 1 week. It did great. And with its popularity came a lot of discussion and theorizing about the inspiration for the song. Fans of Olivia had been, before the release of this song, shipping her and her co-star on the Disney show High School Musical, the series. And just side note, I personally don't think it's a good idea to ship real life people. I think that real life people are real, and so we should keep our shipping to characters. However, fans of the show and the stars thought that they were dating for a while, and then, at some point it seemed like they weren't dating anymore. And so when the song Driver's License came out and it was singing about a heartbreak and some guy who left her for some blonde girl, fans began putting things together and kind of came up with fan fiction, if you will, about what happened. Amid all of the success of the song Driver's License came fan theories and rumors about the inspiration of the song that would bring Olivia's co-star on High School Musical, the series, Joshua, insert last name, as well as another actress, Sabrina Carpenter, into the drama. And so that's the story I'm going to be kind of telling today. But before we get into the sort of love triangle type situation that the fans created, I'm going to talk about Olivia and how she got where she is. So Olivia is, I think she's 18 now. She was born in like 2003. And she has, from what I can tell in my research, been interested in music for a long time. She is quoted as talking about how she always has liked writing songs. Even before she could form full sentences, she was like singing nonsense. She just always loved music. Her dad put her in piano lessons at age 7, and at the time she says she did not like piano lessons. She would cry before going, but ultimately I think she is glad that she can play the piano now. At 12 years old, she started songwriting in a journal that she had gotten from, I forget where she got it, but she started songwriting more seriously in like an actual journal at this age. And then, she learned to play guitar after she got a role on the Disney show Bizaardvark, which she was on for 3 years. And once she learned how to play the guitar, she could really get into songwriting, kind of Taylor Swift style. And she has mentioned that Taylor Swift is one of her inspirations, someone she looks up to. After finishing on Bizaardvark, she got a role on High School Musical, the series, which is a mouthful. It's abbreviated as HSMTMTS, but honestly, I don't think that's any easier to say, frankly. And she got the lead role. Her character is called Nini on the show, and she plays opposite of Joshua Bassett, remembered his name. And he plays like the guy who plays Troy in the show, and she plays the girl who plays Gabriella in the show, because this is a show about people making a musical. And while working on this show, she continued to write music, and she would post, little clips of her songs on Instagram here and there. And so fans have already been familiar with her work and her authenticity and her emotional vulnerability from the songs that she would post on Instagram. Olivia has been quoted as saying, like, for her, the goal of all music is to take these complicated feelings and externalize them in a way that makes people feel seen. And I think that's what she's been trying to do with her music, since she was just posting songs on Instagram, is really trying to write stuff that people can connect to, that people feel like it resonates with them. Her choice to just, write songs and post them online and see what people think seems to have paid off, because the showrunner of High School Musical, the series, saw her work on Instagram and thought it was pretty good. And he asked her, would you like to write a song for the show? Which is not super common. It's not abnormal for a Disney show to, give actors and actresses songs to sing and let them make a single through the show. But it is not common for them to actually write their own song. So this was a really unique opportunity. And of course it had to come to her mid-finals. She was in the middle of her sophomore year finals week when she was asked to, write a song for the show, given kind of a prompt to make it fit within the show story. And she had to decide, do I have time to do this? Can I fit this all in? And I don't think anybody could have blamed her if she had said, no, I can't do this right now, because she was already working on the show. She was already trying to do school full time, add on writing a song for the show. That's a lot of pressure. But she ended up saying yes. She ended up writing the song. She actually said that she didn't tell any of her co-stars about it until, right up when they were getting ready to actually, I guess, record it or put it in the show, because she was like so anxious about it. And so she wrote the song, and it turned out really great. It was a song called All I Want. It was gold certified. It got 200 million global streams, which is pretty strong performance for somebody's first song, especially for a song that's just like on the soundtrack of a TV show, I don't know about you, but in my opinion, like, when a song is explicitly made for a TV show, it doesn't always have verisimilitude, like this feeling of realness. And somehow she managed to put her own real feelings into this fake scenario that she had to write the song for. And I think that's a big part of why it was successful. And because she wrote the song all on her own and it did so well, now she's got interest from record labels coming in. She had not signed any kind of deal with one of the Disney music labels, record labels, so she was able to, play the field and see what different labels had to offer her, which was really good position for her to be in. In my opinion, had she been signed to like, what is it, Hollywood Records? Is that what Disney's record label is? I don't think that she would be in the successful position she is now. I don't think Disney would have let her make the record that she made had she been signed with them. So I think it's really good that she had those options. So, and it was also at this point, I think, after All I Want was out and, the show had been airing and they'd been doing interviews for the show and promoting the show, that the rumors about her and her co-star Joshua Bassett really kicked up. Fans were making like compilation videos of him looking at her or her looking at him and saying like, do they like each other? Do they have a crush on each other? Keep in mind, these fans are, mostly young people, and what do tweens and teens talk about at middle school and high school? A lot of it is, who does this person like, or who do you like this week? So they were doing that kind of stuff with, the celebrities that they looked up to, which is understandable. As I've already mentioned, I think it's a little inappropriate. I don't think you should do it, but they did. And so at this point, she was having a relationship of some kind with somebody. Now, I don't know if, she was in like a defined official like boyfriend-girlfriend relationship with somebody, but it seems like she was having strong feelings for someone because it comes through in her music later. It's possible she was dating Joshua Bassett. It's possible she was dating somebody else. It's possible she just liked somebody and that they were like flirting. You know what I mean? It's hard to say because she's never publicly said that she was dating someone or that she was dating Joshua. And I think that there's only so much speculation you can do before you get into like the super inappropriate category. I don't want to do that. So all I can really tell you is that she had a crush on someone. She had feelings for someone during this time. And that's all we know. And that's all we need to know. It's none of our business. The song All I Want was released in November of 2019. And by March 2020, she was in what seems like exclusive talks with Geffen Records, which I think is owned by Interscope Records, which is owned by Universal Music Group, UMG. So I don't know. I know Interscope Records because they were the label that Something Corporate was under. Something Corporate's like an alt pop punk band from like the 2000s. Comment if you like that band too. So I'm familiar with like the label that owns her label, but I don't really know much about Geffen Records aside from what I've read in interviews, which is that the reason she liked Geffen Records, she and her management team liked them, was that unlike all of the other labels that were telling her we can make you a star, Geffen Records told her we really like your songwriting and we think you're really talented. And this interest in her songwriting ability and, recognition of that, as opposed to just trying to like butter her up and tell her, we'll make you famous, I think really drew her to them and let her know that this was a place that she could grow as an artist. So she, was in talks with them, trying out various producers, and she finally got paired up with the right producer. And I don't have his name written in my notes. I wish I did. If I remember to in the editing portion, I'll put it on the screen. But so she and her producer get paired up by, sometime in March 2020. And at this point, it seems like she's possibly dating someone or at least likes somebody who might like her back. Hard to say. But their, relationship, situationship, whatever, at some point came to an end during the summer of that year because it was in September. No, not September. Was it September? So the person that, she liked or, whatever romantic thing that was happening for her during the time of, filming High School Musical, the series, that relationship seems to have come to an end because in July of 2020, she posted on Instagram a snippet of the song that would become Driver's License, where she sings, this kind of piano ballad about how she got her driver's license, like she and this guy had always talked about, and she feels really sad. She's driving past his house in suburbia, thinking about how, she had thought that they would be together right now, and they're not, and she's sad. And it It was a really beautiful song. She sang beautifully, and the lyrics are very sweet and relatable. And this song got really popular on Instagram. Pretty immediately, fans were speculating as to who the song was about and who broke her heart and who's this other girl that he's with. And this kind of intrigue, even though it wasn't appropriate, as I said, it also had the effect of popularizing her music and making fans more engaged and interested in her work. Unfortunately, it also had a negative effect because the people, Joshua Bassett and Sabrina Carpenter, who were being speculated about, received harassment from Olivia fans, which is very unfortunate. At some point between July 2020 and the end of the year, it was decided that Driver's License should be on her album and it should be, the debut single. So they worked on it and got it ready and released it in January 2021. And the song was an immediate hit. It broke records. I hear a plane flying over, so maybe I should wait to continue filming for a moment. So Driver's License was released officially. It was very, very popular. Fans really liked it. With the whole song available to them, as well as a lyric change. In the version posted on Instagram, she said something about a brunette girl, but then the final release, it changed it to blonde girl. And this lyric change made fans feel even more strongly that Sabrina Carpenter was the woman in the song that she sings about, the man that she cares for going to be with instead of her. And so this really increased the harassment that Sabrina faced, which is really unfortunate. And so Sabrina Carpenter, about a month after the release of Driver's License, she released her own song, Skin, which seemed to be sort of a response to the situation. Not necessarily a response to Olivia, but a response to the way people were treating her. And it was all about, I'm not going to let you get under my skin, even though you're trying, your words do hurt me, stuff like that. Unfortunately, the song had a little bit of a triumphant tone in that it seemed in some ways to be rubbing her relationship in a little bit, kind of acting like, haha, I won. You're not going to get under my skin because I got the boy. And I don't know if that's what she meant. Nobody can really know if that's what she meant. It is how it came across. And that kind of increased the ire of Olivia Rodrigo fans, which is, again, unfortunate because just like Olivia has a right to write about her feelings and make music out of her feelings and release it, so does Sabrina. And I don't think Sabrina was treated fairly in all of this. There's also the added fact that Sabrina's song is just not that great. I listened to it. I didn't particularly enjoy it. So it's less good than Olivia's song. It came out second. It comes across as a little petty. It's just, and that's kind of just a side note. I just felt like covering that. Anyway, so that song comes out, fan speculation's going wild. And then that song kind of coming out reignited the fan speculation, I think. And it, if anything, made Olivia's songs even more popular. It just increased the intrigue. Because anytime someone's talking about Sabrina's clapback song, they first have to talk about Olivia's original song, right? So it kind of made her song get even more popular because there's all of this drama going on. And it's like, you can't manufacture this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, because it's fans manufacturing it. The artists themselves are just trying to be artists. It's like, the best marketing team in the world could not create a campaign as effective as fans who are curious about a pop star's life, honestly. So Olivia kind of stays quiet about all of the controversy. She never really said who the song was about. She never really denied who people thought the song was about, but she has said it shouldn't matter who the song's about because what matters is the feelings and the emotions in the song. And the point of the song is not to drag anyone in specific or to be about a specific person. It's supposed to connect with you emotionally. And so Olivia has maintained consistently that like people shouldn't stop trying to speculate. So Olivia continued to work on the album. She wrote all of the songs. She co-wrote them, some of the songs, and some of the songs she wrote on her own, you know, the usual type stuff. So after the release of her single Driver's License, she continued to work on the album as well as filming the second season of High School Musical, the series. So she actually said that some of the songs, parts of it were recorded in her car with an iPhone, which I think is just really cool. Technology is super cool. So she released 2 more singles for this album. So the second single for the album, Deja Vu, was released on March 29th. The third single for this album, Good For You, was released on May 10th. And then the album itself came out on May 21st, 2021. This album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. It had the biggest opening week of any album this year. It beat out Taylor Swift's Fearless. It sold 295,000 copies, which is pretty freaking good if you're beating Taylor Swift. Each song on the album charted in the top 30, and 4 of the songs charted in the top 10. So this album was a huge success for Olivia, which is awesome. She deserved it. If you were asking me, which I know nobody is, but this is my video, so if you were to ask me what, were the factors that contributed to this album's success, aside from it just like being good, I would say, her existing fame. She had more than 1 million followers. I think she had like 3 or 4 million followers. There was this intrigue around, who's this about? Is this about Joshua Bassett? Is this about Sabrina Carpenter? People love drama. People love to gossip. This kind of fed that desire. Her songwriting technique is good. She writes good songs. I like her lyricism. I think she writes in a way, it has the same kind of emotional impact that I would say early Taylor Swift records did. Her writing does. So I think that's really good. I'm not trying to compare her to Taylor Swift and say like she's the next Taylor Swift, because I think that's annoying when people do that, but I do think that she is making music that evokes similar feelings, if that makes any sense. So that's like another reason I think this was successful, is that it is good and the songwriting is good. The last thing I think contributed to the success of this album is the emotional authenticity. The songs sound like they were written in some teenage girl's bedroom, and that's because they literally were. She wrote these songs in her bedroom. After doing her statistics homework, she might have written this song about her heartbreak, so it's real and raw and authentic, and you can tell that it's authentic. And so I think those are the reasons for its success. Just like a perfect storm of like, people already know who she is. There's this kind of drama swirling around it, but it's like not drama that she started, so she doesn't seem toxic. And then it's like just freaking good. Based on the interviews that I watched in preparation for this video, it seems like the process of making the album was a healing experience for her. It seems like she uses writing songs as a way to work through her feelings and really process them, which I think is really healthy. And I'm glad, because the album turned out really great, and she seems like she has a really great career ahead of her. And so I'm sure we're going to be seeing more music from her, and I can't wait. So that's sort of the story of Olivia Carpenter's, start of her music career and her debut album, Sour. I really encourage you to listen to it if you haven't already. It really is great. My favorite song on the album is probably the opening song, Brutal. It's really fun. It's more like grungy sounding, It made me think a little bit of The Vines, but not really. It just kind of, I don't know, it was good. It was really good and fun. I liked the way it opened. Like the first few notes of the song, it sounds like maybe it's going to be like an Ariana Grande type ballad, and then it goes like, it starts with the guitar, and I don't know, it's great. I like how the song turns your expectations upside down a little bit. Yeah. What is your favorite song on Sour? Tell me what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. It might be a little shorter than some of my other videos have been. And I hope that's okay with you. thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who leaves me feedback, both positive and negative. I appreciate it. I obviously prefer when people say nice things, but you know, if you're letting me know something you didn't like about the video, that's fine too. It helps me know how I can improve. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day. Remember to leave an emoji with your favorite cat emoji in the comments if you think I should do comment shoutouts in the future. Yeah, and you'll probably see me tomorrow for a Thursday video. I think I am gonna do more like unstructured Thursday videos for now, at least. Yeah, so that's everything I've got for you today. I hope you have a wonderful evening or afternoon or whatever time of day is coming up for you. Yeah, bye.